Says one. Why does it say that? I think, yeah, it is. Okay, good, good. So we have 1 minute. Um, so maybe we should wait just that 1 minute anyway. We can sit and meditate if we like.
Hey, Don, I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
the photo you posted this morning, the
Um,
bee and the butterfly,
yeah.
how did you manage to capture that? I wonder.
Isn't that? I know. I remember seeing the butterfly there first, and then the bee coming in. They were both like vying for that one flower, and it was really windy out, so the flower kept waving back and forth. But it's like then when I blew it up and I got closer after I took several pictures. But when I blew it up, you could actually see the shadow of the bee's wing on the butterfly's wing. Did you notice that? It's
No,
so
I didn't.
cool. Yeah,
It was an awesome photo.
it really was. But then the wind blew it, so the bee flew away. Got knocked off, but not because I
Yeah.
think he got there second. That's probably why. But it was amazing because all their legs were, on the flower too. Wow. Anyway,
Crazy.
so cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, let's see. Okay, and Carol's here. Hi, Carol. Everybody's here except for Ginny and Dennis. And Jock just sent me an email and said that he wasn't going to make it today. So we'll
Oh,
miss him. What's that?
Dorothy is
Oh,
Dorothy.
Dorothy. That's right. Maybe she'll show up. I hope. I hope.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have a new person. Hi, Carol. Two Carols. I
Hi.
see. Welcome. Welcome. So, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yes, I got a message from Kit that you were interested in joining us, that you used to live in Oshkosh, but now you're in Florida. Whereabouts in Florida? You'll have to unmute. You're muted, Carol. You need to unmute. Do you know how to do that?
It.
There you go. Now we can hear you.
I'm in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach.
Oh, okay. I love it. We're having people from all over here, so it's wonderful.
So how's the weather there today, Carol?
It's in the high 70s. It's humid.
Oh boy.
Beautiful.
Oh boy. We've got rain and cool.
Rain,
Uh,
but we've
we
been
have,
so lucky this last week with the
yeah, we
73 degrees. I mean,
Yeah, well,
we
it's,
had a,
unheard of.
yeah, it's 72 degrees in Connecticut.
Is it? Oh, wonderful.
There's not a bit of humidity, and
Ah,
I had lunch with friends outside, and it's probably the last time
yeah.
that
Spring.
I'm able to do that.
So, why don't we go around and check in? I think what we'll do, I would like to start with a poem, and then we'll go around and check in. And you can relate to the poem or whatever you are bringing today. So let me ask everyone to mute themselves, and then you can unmute when it's time for you to talk. Dorothy just said, I need the link for the meditation. I must have erased it. Does anybody else have Dorothy's email? Carol, do you? No. Okay. How about you, Kat? Do you have
yes,
Dorothy's email?
yes.
Would you send her the link to the class for us? Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Great. Okay. I hate to see her miss it just because of that. So, okay. I'm going to start with the poem while we're going on, okay? It's by Dana Foles, and the title of it is Trusting Prana. And because we're going to be talking about resilience today, I thought this poem was quite fitting. Trusting the energy that courses through you. Trust. Then take surrender even deeper. Be the energy. Don't push anything away. Follow each sensation back to its source in vastness and pure presence. Emerge so new, so fresh, you don't know who you are. Welcome in the season of monsoons. Be the bridge across the flooded river and the surging torrent underneath. And be unafraid of consummate wonder. Be the energy and blaze a trail across the clear night sky like lightning. Dare to be your own illumination. Dare to be your own illumination. And I love the line, be unafraid of consummate wonder. So we'll start with a check-in. We'll go around and just say our names, maybe where you're calling from. And then if there's a response to the poem, great. If not, something else that is up for you today. So bring that in, okay? So why don't we start with whoever's on the top left, and that's Holly. Holly. You need to unmute, Holly. It's okay.
All right, I'm from Oshkosh, and poem was very nice. I enjoyed it. It really gives you a good thing in your heart. Yeah.
Oh. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Holly. And Betty.
The poem was lovely. I enjoyed the last week having lunch outdoors every day. It was such a treat. Tried to do meditating and just be happy for the moment. And what you've taught or talked about so far helped me a lot.
Oh, wonderful.
It was.
I'm so glad. Thank you. Thank you. Robert?
Hello, I'm Robert.
Anything you want to share, Robert?
Oh, since I had back surgery on August 24th, it's getting better.
Well, that's the important thing, right? Good for you, Robert. And Kit? You're muted also.
I'm in Oshkosh. I loved last week. I got a lot of gardening done. Got my garden put away for the winter. Did some leaf raking and felt pretty good about everything.
It's amazing how the weather can affect our mood, doesn't it? Thanks, Kit. Maureen?
Yes, I am from Oshkosh. I have to tell the new Carol that I know her from Oshkosh, and I played golf yesterday for the last time, I think.
All
That
right.
was a nice day, yeah. And we did lots of hiking this week in the nice weather. And I am taking a class on brain fitness. I might have mentioned that last week. I'm not sure. Last week was the first class through the YMCA.
Oh.
So hopefully I can remember more about this class after I take that class.
Wonderful. Please keep us updated, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Maureen. Colin?
I'm Colin. I live just north of Tampa, and we dodged the bullet again for the hurricanes. This last one went further west and still hasn't made landfall outside of the Keys. So we spent the last couple of days getting prepared for the hurricane that never was, which is just fine. Otherwise, things are good here.
Good, good, good. I'm glad for you. Aline?
Well, I'm sorry I had to miss. I'm Aline. I'm in northeastern Connecticut. Had to miss last week because of the pipe breaking outside, and that's all fixed. I did see the water gushing about 2 feet below the ground.
Wow.
And, It's amazing how much that cost, and hopefully homeowners is going to cover all but the deductible that I have. So that's over with, fortunately. And I think I told you that I am meditating every morning with the app that I have, Elevate. And the program is called Balance. It's really nice. I highly recommend it. And so between that and this, it's really nice.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, that balance, let me see, they adapt it to your needs, which I think is really cool. And you
They
get a
do.
free, because of COVID, they're giving you a free year's
Yeah.
subscription to it. So
Yes.
it's really wonderful. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Aline. But you have to have an iOS phone. So that's
Which I have.
yeah. Thanks, Aline. And
Hi, I'm in Oshkosh. Very lovely poem. I guess that's in some ways sums up reinventing myself and opening up and looking at the world differently. That's why I'm here every week, is just to keep going a little bit deeper and figure out my place in the world. So it was a very lovely poem. Nice way to start the session today.
oh, good. Yeah. Yes. Resilience will fit in with that too, Ellen. And yeah. And Carol, our new person.
Hi, I'm Carol. I live in Myrtle Beach. I've been here almost 2 years now. And one of the things that I really like to do is go down and walk on the beach. I didn't do that this week yet, but maybe later on in the week. I got to golf though last week. I haven't been out because of the COVID, but I went out by myself so that I could single cart and just play 9 holes, which is one of the things I love to do. The other thing is I paint watercolor paints, also acrylics. And I got a call last week from someone from Appleton who saw one of my paintings at Affinity in Oshkosh. And she wants to commission me to do a painting for her.
Oh, congratulations.
Well, we'll see how that works. She has specific things that she wants done, and she's got pictures of it. And,
That can be annoying.
well, we'll see what happens.
Aline shaking her head because we're both artists, so, and we both have commissions, and we know.
I really don't like doing commissions.
No, this will be my first one. And I told her if she doesn't like it, she doesn't need to take it. I've already told her the price. But she's got specific things she wants. It's, I'll try to just keep it short. Her mother-in-law just died, and they spread her ashes on a mountain in Washington, and she wants a picture of that. So it's a sentimental picture too. So we'll see if I'm able to do that.
Keep us posted, will you? Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you, Carol. And Carol Sarnicki. It's Carol number 2 or Carol number 1 because you were here first, so Carol number 1. Yeah.
I really enjoyed the weather the last few days, especially yesterday. And I was so happy yesterday I got my little small square area of garlic planted. And my husband and I had been planting garlic for years and years, but last year I didn't get any in because the soil was too wet. So I didn't plant a lot, but I've got some in. So that's nice to look forward to for next year.
Yes, yes.
And I love the line in the poem, Donna, be unafraid of consummate wonder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that powerful?
It's beautiful.
Thank you, Carol. And Dorothy, welcome.
Hi, sorry to be late. I lost the link. I must have erased it this morning. And I sent a message to you right at about 2. And I sent one to Kitten. She sent me the link.
Yep.
Anyhow, I spent the whole week watching the election, and I was very relieved that of the outcome. And I so I wasn't even out in the nice weather very much, except to feed the birds and fill the bird bath. I have a heated bird bath for the little guys.
Oh, nice.
How wonderful. Great. And look at that.
Welcome, Carol.
And just in the nick of time, Virginia showed up. Hi, Virginia.
Hi.
You want to just say hello to people? Say where you're calling from?
I turned the sound up. What?
Okay, and then just say hello and where you're calling from. That's all.
Oh, okay. I was late because we had a power outage and I was resetting the clocks.
Oh, sorry about that. That's so unusual for this area to have a power outage.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, well, I'm glad you made it. So, okay. So what I want to do today, and I'm going to ask everybody to mute themselves. So we're going to talk about resilience. Of course, right now, I think resilience is up. During the week before the election, a man named Fleet Mall had gathered together many of the leaders in the mindfulness and neuroscience world and on resilience. And it was called the Resilience Summit. And these were really, it was fabulous. I listened to all of their talks, as a matter of fact. So we'll be talking about resilience for a while. So, as I said, the theme will be resilience. And part of that poem that I read is really about that too, is, to be able, it's really about, in fact, there's two paths to resilience. One is mindfulness and the other is connection practices like loving kindness meditation or compassion meditation. And the other, as I said, mindfulness, which is really being aware of and being with whatever is up for us. And learning how to develop the skills for that. And that's what mindfulness does, is develop the skills to be able to be with whatever is arising. So that's why we practice. So I thought for today, what we would do is start with a loving kindness meditation to help build the positivity so that it makes it easier to bounce back to. We have something good to bounce back to when something bad happens. And then after that, I'll go into some of the neuroscience about the practice of mindfulness and resilience. Okay, so why don't we start then with a guided meditation on loving kindness. And first we'll come into the body and do a relaxation exercise. So I'm going to start by ringing the bell. And before we start, you may want to get yourself into as comfortable a position as you can. And if you can sit without back support, even for a few minutes, just to try that in the beginning. And then when it gets too uncomfortable, feel free to slide back on the chair, but just trying it out. So supporting your back with your mind, so to speak. Being aware of the spine, which is about a third of the way in from the back. And also imagining a string coming out of the top of the head, which helps to sort of pull your body up and keep it upright. And if you tuck your chin in a little, that helps to lengthen the back of the neck and open the back of the neck. So I'll start with ringing the bell. And if it's more comfortable, if you want to turn off your monitor or turn down the lights in your room, whatever works best for you. So bringing the attention now to your body. And let's start with the feet. Just being aware of the feet and inviting the If there's any tension there, just inviting the feet to relax. And if your feet are touching the floor, feeling that groundedness. Moving up through the legs, aware of the lower legs, the knees, the upper thighs. And then feeling the support of the chair, holding your torso up. Aware of the belly and the whole pelvic girdle. Noticing if the belly is tight or tense. And inviting the belly to relax and soften. Aware of your back and your chest. Shoulders. Allowing the shoulders to drop down and back. And you might feel as if there's weights on your elbows, sort of pulling your shoulders down as a way to help them relax. And then aware of the upper arms, forearms, hands, inviting the arms and hands to relax. Aware of the neck, and inside the neck, the throat. Noticing if the throat is constricted or open, clear. And moving up into the area of the face, relaxing the cheeks and the jaw. And if you make the tongue come just behind the upper teeth, on the upper palate, you place it there, it creates a bit of a suction, helping you to relax the jaw a little more. And softening the eyes. If the eyes are open, softening the gaze, relaxing all the muscles around the eyes, and inviting the forehead to broaden, and then bringing the attention to the scalp. Just inviting relaxation. And if you can't feel anything or no sensations, just keep the attention there. After a while, you may begin to feel sensations. And then noticing the breath, deepening the breath. And now we'll move on to guided meditation on loving kindness. So we'll begin with picturing a child. And imagine what you most wish for him or her. This unbounded affection, deeper than any surface emotion, has traditionally been encompassed within 4 phrases. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you feel safe. May you live your life with ease. So using these phrases or any that capture your deepest wishes, and then silently repeat them, timed to your breath at a comfortable pace. So on the inhale, may you be happy, and on the exhale, may you be healthy. On the next inhale, may you feel safe. On the exhale, may you live your life with ease. And then continue repeating these wishes for yourself. Your inner critic or your voice of self-judgment may resist. Yet in spite of all your seeming mistakes, you have the same rights as anyone. May I be happy. You can repeat that silently to yourself. May I be happy. And notice what comes up when you say that. Just be aware of it. May I be healthy. May I feel safe. May I live my life with ease. Just offering yourself some wishes for well-being. Now imagine a close friend or someone that's unconditionally supportive of you, a person for whom you have almost entirely positive feelings. This person also desires happiness, whether going through a stretch of relative ease or more acutely in need of your emotional support. If no one comes to mind, that's fine and quite common. So you can just continue the practice for yourself, or you may want to bring in a religious figure or a pet. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you feel safe. May you live your life with ease. And now moving on to a neutral person. Could be a stranger or someone that you see around but don't really know. Maybe someone at a local store or gas station. Extend some wishes to this neutral person without judging whatever you actually feel or aiming to push yourself. Simply paying attention in this way. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you feel safe. May you live your life with ease. And now, moving on to thinking of a difficult person. Not the most difficult, but someone you disagree with in a smaller way. Your perspectives differ, and you must firmly take care of yourself. Yet, this difficult person's actions are also driven by a wish for happiness. If this person found relief from his or her own suffering, it's likely that their behavior would change. If it's easier, include yourself. May we both be happy. May we both be healthy. May we both feel safe. May we both live our lives with ease. And now, moving on to picture your entire family. May all of us be happy, sending wishes to your entire family. May all of us be healthy. May all of us feel safe. May all of us live our lives with ease. And finally, let's extend the same wishes to everyone and every being in the world. All life, the life of this planet, sending compassionate wishes for well-being. May all beings be happy. May all beings feel safe. May all beings live their lives with ease. And now bringing your attention back to yourself, taking a deep breath, becoming aware of the room that you're in, and then bringing attention back to the group. After ringing the bell, I just have to share, I know someone asked me from the group, I think it was Virginia, why do you ring the bell 3 times? I just learned that when people are on retreat in Zen, one of the things that they ring the bell, I guess, 4 times. The first bell is a warning that you're going to have to sit down. And then the second bell is a sort of hurry up. And the third bell is stop fidgeting around. And the fourth bell is sit still. So anyway, those are what the bells are supposed to be for. And here I thought it was just pretty. So does anybody want to share the how the guided meditation went for you? If it brought up anything for you? Anne, see your hand up, yeah.
I really liked that one. It was very simple. Sometimes I have a hard time concentrating, and it seems to move fast, and there's so many new ideas that you're throwing out.
Yeah.
But this one, you stuck with just those same points and applied those to different scenarios.
Yeah, yeah.
And it really brought out the importance of just those points and how you could relate to them. It was very nice.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. I hadn't heard it looked at that way before, so that's helpful too. And what do I want to say? Some people that do have a hard time concentrating. There's some people that's all they do is use loving kindness meditation. That's what they focus on when they sit down to practice and repeat those phrases. Yeah. So, okay. Anyone else? I see Alleen's hand go up.
I enjoyed the meditation. It was interesting that when I opened my eyes, my cat was sitting here facing me with her back to you.
Yeah.
Looking at me.
Were you sending her goodwill?
I was.
Ah, oh, lovely. Thank you, Alleen. Betty, did you want to say something?
Yeah, when I walk in the morning, and I walked this morning when it wasn't raining,
part of the time when I walk, I do go through the body like you do, only I go a little bit more than that. So it was nice to have you do it to reinforce what I do by myself. And I like that a lot.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good. We'll make sure we do that more. You see Maureen's hand go up?
Yeah, I have two good friends that I've known for years, and they're both going through some really bad times right now. And it's real hard to know what to do. I mean, we communicate, but there's really little I can do besides offer myself in conversation, and you know, because I can't be with them. One of them, her husband died in the hospital, and she couldn't be with him about 24 hours ago.
Oh,
And the other one, her husband is in the hospital about 2 months now, and he's not doing well at all.
oh boy.
And so it's really hard. And I thought this was good to be able to send this messages to them, and hopefully they can feel my love and God's love on them. They can feel, I don't know, it's kind of hard to put into words, but it was very touching today.
Yes. Yeah, and that is the one thing we can do, is to send them compassion and be compassionate for them. That's it, just to be there. Yeah, so thank you. I'm so sorry they're going through that. This is such a difficult time. Thank you, Maureen. I saw somebody, Dorothy, yes.
Just, I felt a sense of oneness with all the people that I brought into my consciousness. And after that, I sent a sense of a big peacefulness, which of course always feels good. And sending it out to the whole earth, it was like one piece with everybody on earth. It was very nice. Thank you.
So has everybody spoken that chooses to? Okay. So I'm going to move on a little bit. We have some more time. I love how Tara Brach talks about resilience. She talks about, and she begins it with, she did a two-part series on resilience, by the way. So you can find her on YouTube if you look. As she says, one of the classical metaphors for spiritual life is the ocean, and the waves of thoughts and emotions and behaviors and patterns of waves move through us. That we are the ocean, we are not the waves, we include them, we are not defined by them and not limited to them. And that if we remember that we are the ocean, we are not going to be afraid of the waves. And if we forget the ocean, then we're going to be seasick every day. So, and we all know how we are reactive, right? All we need is for somebody to say something critical about us, or somebody in the family. Yes, Virginia.
I really like that relating to the ocean and to the water. I feel strongly. I did not hear who you said that was a quote from, though.
Sure, Tara Brach, T-A-R-A-B-R-A-C-H. T-A-R-A.
And the last name?
Brach, B-R-A-C-H.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's on YouTube. She's got a lot of videos. She's on every Wednesday night. She does a live guided meditation, by the way. Eileen?
I wanted to, listening to that, when Bill died a year ago, August, I used two metaphors. One was that I was on this crazy roller coaster and I hated roller coasters. And the other was that these waves of grief.
Yes, yes.
In the beginning it was tsunamis, and it became big waves and then small waves, and now it's just, like a little wave that doesn't crash, but it's there, and it's when I get triggered. So I really, I liked her view of it.
Yes, yes, yes. Isn't that wonderful? Yes. It's a great way to remember. If we keep, It's that whole thing of stop and drop when we're faced with something that is difficult, to remember to stop and drop into the ocean that we are. Stop and drop into the vastness that we are. And stop and drop into the imperturbableness that we are. Because I remember the first time my teacher said that I was imperturbable, and I said, my husband will not believe you. You know? But at base. Anyway, but if we drop deep enough, yeah, it's just vast, imperturbable ocean. So we do have time, and I promised you last week in terms of stopping and dropping, but we're going to do stop it, and we're going to watch this video. So you get to see it again if you've seen it, and let me share screen, and let's see how I can find that.
This is the Bob Newhart?
Yes.
Yes.
See, already. Is this it? That's mail. That's Google. Okay, Google. I think, sorry I'm taking so long, but let me get up here, get it up there. Sorry, Betty, I have your email up there. Oops. There. Okay, now I've got Bob Newhart. I was just responding to Betty before class. Okay, here we go.
Dr. Switzer?
Yes, come in. I'm just washing my hands.
I'm Catherine Bigman. Janet Carlisle referred me.
Oh, yes. Still being buried alive in a box.
Yes, that's me. Should I lay down?
Oh, no. We don't do that anymore. Just have a seat. And let me tell you a bit about our billing. I charge $5 for the first 5 minutes. And then absolutely nothing after that. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Too good to be true, as a matter of fact.
Well, I can almost guarantee you that our session won't last the full 5 minutes. Now, we don't do any insurance billing, so you would either have to pay in cash or by check.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't make change.
All right.
And go.
Go.
Well, tell
What?
me about the problem that you wish to address.
Oh, okay. Well, I have this fear of being buried alive in a box. I start thinking about being buried alive and I begin to panic.
Has anyone ever tried to bury you alive in a box?
No, but truly thinking about it does make my life horrible. I mean, I can't go through tunnels or be in an elevator or in a house, anything boxy.
So what you're saying is you're claustrophobic.
Yes, that's it.
All right, well, let's go, Catherine. I'm going to say 2 words to you right now. I want you to listen to them very, very carefully. Then I want you to take them out of the office with you and incorporate them into your life.
Well, shall I write them down?
Well, if it makes you comfortable, it's just 2 words. We find most people can remember them.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here they are. Stop it!
I'm sorry?
Stop it!
Stop it?
Yes, STOP, new word, IT.
So, what are you saying?
You know, it's funny. I say 2 simple words, and I cannot tell you the amount of people who say exactly the same thing you're saying. I mean, this is not Yiddish, Catherine. This is English. Stop it.
So, I should just stop it.
There you go. I mean, you don't want to go through life being scared of being buried alive in a box, do you? I mean, Sounds frightening.
It is.
Then stop it.
I can't. I mean, it's been with me since childhood.
No, we don't go there. Just stop.
So I should just stop being afraid of being buried alive in a box.
You got it. Good girl. Well, it's only been 3 minutes, so that will be $3.
Actually, I only have a 5, so.
Well, I don't make change.
Then I guess I'll take the full 5 minutes.
Fine. All right. Well, what other problems would you like to address?
I'm bulimic. I stick my fingers down my throat.
Stop it! Not of some kind? Don't do that.
But I'm compelled to. My mom used to call me fatty.
No, we don't go there.
But I've been having this dream.
No, we don't go there either.
But my horoscope did say.
We definitely don't go there. Just stop it. What else?
Well, I have self-destructive relationships with men.
Stop it! You want to be with a man, don't you?
Yes.
Well, then stop it. Don't be such a big baby.
I wash my hands a lot.
That's all right.
It is.
I wash my hands all the time. There's a lot of germs out there. Yeah, don't worry about that one.
I'm afraid to drive.
Well, stop it! How are you going to get around? Get in the car and drive, you kook.
Stop it! Stop it! You stop it!
What's the problem, Catherine?
I don't like this. I don't like this therapy at all. You're just telling me to stop it.
And you don't like that?
No, I don't.
So you think we're moving too fast? Is that it?
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right, then let me give you 10 words that I think will clear everything up for you. You want to get a pad and a pencil for this one?
Right.
Are you ready? All right, here are the 10 words. Stop it or I'll bury you alive in a box!
Okay. Now, every time you're faced with something that you don't want to have to deal with, and you start getting angry and acting out, just tell yourself, stop it. Oh, gosh. Anyway, how many people saw that for the first time? Okay, good. I think I like to listen to it about once every 5 years because he's so good at it. But anyway. And we don't have time today, but next week, what we're going to do is the stop process or the stop practice. S stands for stop, pause. T stands for take a breath, take a conscious breath. O stands for observe your sensations, emotions, and thoughts. And P stands for proceed. So we'll go into it more deeply, but so yeah, I thought it would be appropriate to mix it with the Bob Newhart. So hopefully everybody will be on next week because it'll be a fun kind of, and I think also a helpful process. Another acronym that helps us stay more awake rather than fall back into our habits. So,
what is the P?
Pardon me?
What is the P?
Proceed.
Proceed, thank you.
Yeah, proceed. Mm-hmm. And if you were to just Google stop process, you'd probably find, literature on it. So we watched the Bob Newhart show. So what I wanted to do, how much time do we have? Does anybody else want to share anything about stopping it? Give you a moment. No. Okay. So I do have some time then to talk about resilience. One of the resilience studies, which I think I love listening to and getting into some of the studies that are done in laboratories on meditators and non-meditators, and then comparing them. And as I mentioned before, Richie Davidson was in fact the first speaker during that resilience summit, and he talked about having a specific example of being able to measure very precisely how long it takes for a person to recover from a stressor. So what they do is they use pain, which is, is something we've all had experience with, right? A subjective or introspective way. We all have had experience with pain. So what they do is they bring people in with all levels of meditation and practices, from novices to people who've meditated for over 10,000 hours. Okay. And then they compare their recovery time. They give them some stress. So what he says, we delivered a physical pain in a safe way in the laboratory, and the way we do it is with heat. So we have a device which is basically a metal plate that gets strapped onto the underside of the wrist, and it's a very sensitive area, which is very rich in nerve endings. And through this metal plate, he says, we can very rapidly circulate water through it and regulate the temperature of water very precisely. So we can increase or decrease the temperature really quickly. And he says, we know what the safe limits are. So we can produce a burning sensation that's really intense, just on the appropriate side of not causing any physical damage. He said, so we put the participants, when they come into the laboratory, into a scanner. And we know exactly which areas of the brain respond to pain. Okay. So we can very specifically measure those areas. And so the experiment is very simple. We give them one experience of this pain so everyone knows what it is. And then it goes on for about 10 seconds. And the first few seconds most people can take. Then it gets super intense. And it really feels like it's burning. And of course, normally we would want to pull away and withdraw. But of course, it's strapped onto your wrist, so you can't withdraw. And so the way the experiment works is they go into the scanner and they have this thing strapped on them. And then we tell them that we're going to give them, when they hear a certain beep, that in 10 seconds, they're going to get zapped with the pain. Okay. And then the pain lasts for 10 seconds, and then there's a recovery. Okay. So that's the experiment. So here's the findings. So the average person that comes in, as he says, off the street, who's never meditated or is just learning to meditate, here's the beep indicating they're about to get zapped, and their brains respond as if they've gotten zapped. All they heard was a tone, and they haven't even gotten any pain, but their brains are responding as if they really got the pain. And then when they do feel the pain, their brains show continued response. And during the recovery, it keeps going, and it recovers very, very slowly. Okay. Now, among the super long-term practitioners, they hear the beep, and the pain centers show no response at all. The brain is perfectly calm in those pain centers. And then when the pain comes on, the brain responds robustly. And in fact, long-term meditators show greater response than the controls. So in other words, they feel the pain more intensely than, say, novices or people who never meditated before. And during the recovery period, though, they come right back down to baseline. So there's no lingering. So that tells us just how powerful our thoughts are. And as Richie Davidson says, that their ability to come right back down to baseline after you've been zapped with pain is the neural signature of resilience. And so I'll share with you about my teacher, Jimpo, who he had he's the abbot of the Hollow Bones Zen group, and he had cancer, liver cancer. He had it out, and then about a month ago, he found out that it was back, that he had another, I don't know, however, what liver cancer is, but anyway, the doctors told him that they were going to take it out, but that it would return and that it would take his life. So talking to the person who is his assistant, and what she said is that he just got very quiet it was like for a few hours after he heard that news. She said, and then after a few hours, he's back to normal. Now, he's been meditating for what? I don't know, 40 years, 50 years, something like that. And if you're interested, you might want to read his book. It can be quite raw, a pretty powerful book called A Heart Blown Open. It was a biography, powerful book. Anyway, but it only, can you imagine getting that kind of news? This was just 2 weeks ago. Anyway, and within a few hours, you're kind of back to normal. You've accepted it, and as he says, you feel the feelings, and then you do what you ask, what do I need to do? Right? Yeah. So, you stop it. You feel the feelings, and then you stop it. That's it. Because it is what it is. And that's really what our practice allows us to do, is to feel the feelings, acknowledge the reality, and then let it go. So, I'm going to finish with a couple of quotes. We have, we've got about 4 more minutes, so good. I'll finish with a couple of quotes in case, and then I want to give a couple of announcements. So, I'll quote William, I can't remember his name, the father of psychology. Do you remember? William James, is that it? Anyway, I think that's his name. Yeah, okay, Betty's shaking her head. And he writes about resilience and how do you cultivate a trait? Hope is the flavor of the ocean. The ocean has infinite possibilities and unlimited creativity. Again, we're back to the ocean. And the poet Yeats writes, and I love this quote, we can make our minds so like still water, that beings gather around us, that they may see their own images and so live for a moment with a clearer, perhaps even fiercer life because of our quiet. I love that quote. And I'll end with Tara Brach's quote as her response to Yeats's quote. As we cultivate these qualities of resilience, we create an ocean other people can swim in. Isn't that beautiful? That's the beauty and the nature of cultivating a resilient spirit. It affects others. Thank you all. So, does anybody want to respond to that before we go on to announcements? I see no hands getting raised, so I'm going to open up the chat and see if there are any questions in there. Okay. I will send that poem out to Aline. And announcements. Okay. If not all of you are friends with me on Facebook or on Facebook at all, but what I did was to post that I was talking with a friend recently who lives alone, and he was talking about how it's having to be isolated now, that it's really hard for him. He said, I miss socializing because then I would be able to get out of my head. And, when I talk to other people, I get into their heads. And he said, because my head is getting to be really annoying, my own thoughts. So I said to him, wouldn't it be great if there was a Zoom, meeting for people who live alone that can come on and just socialize? So anyway, I decided that since I have group facilitation skills, that I would start it, and then eventually somebody could take it over. So I'm just passing that on. Everybody has my email. So if you live alone, and I'm thinking maybe why not just open it up to anybody who wants to socialize? Because sometimes we live with other people, but we also either feel lonely or we get bored with, with you know, with their minds too, whatever. But anyway, so if you're interested, let me know. And then I'll set up a time and we'll have a gathering for just socializing and getting out of our own heads and listening to each other. So, and the other thing I want to bring up is about the Death Cafe. Oh, Virginia, yeah?
I live alone, and
Yeah.
I just last week subscribed to the Sunday New York Times,
Uh-huh.
and am just absolutely delighted to find all the articles on all different subjects under the sun, and it made me feel like I was participating in the world again, hearing,
Oh,
seeing, and thinking in a different than isolated here in Oshkosh and
yeah, yeah.
limited boundaries right now.
Right.
So it was a good feeling, very good feeling.
Okay, good. We'll pass that on. Yes, Eileen.
Laughed at that, Virginia, because this past Sunday was my second delivery of the New York Times.
Wow.
And are you having a good time with it?
I am. A friend of mine called Sunday. She thought she had COVID and she needed to talk for like 2 or 3 hours before she went in for her test. So I did not get to do what I had planned to do, which was to spend the day reading.
Oh, wow.
But and she doesn't have COVID. But
Yay. Good.
it's wonderful that you did the same thing I did for the same reason.
I know, and that's something. I know, that's great. That's great. So now several other people know about it, so that's great. And so the last thing I wanted to mention is about the Death Cafe. And that is, it's really what do they say? They used to have it where you could meet in person. And the woman that I know who is leading this Death Cafe for the public is, it's just really a place to come and talk and say anything about death. That's all. And the really cool thing about her is that not only she is a Zen priest, but she's and a chaplain at the local hospital. She's been a hospice volunteer for 20 years. So she's a really good person to be able to, if you have questions about your own death, somebody else's death, and you know, it just like she said, talking about death won't kill you. So anyway, if you're interested, send me an email and I'll.
You're saying Death Cafe?
Death Cafe, right.
DEATH.
DEATH, yes.
Oh.
Death and dying, yeah, yeah. Okay, it's pouring right now, very loudly. I don't know whether you can hear it. And I don't know whether, I'm just curious, did people hear the dog, our puppy, our new puppy barking while I was doing the guided meditation? You did. Kept barking. He's in there with Michael and he really has attached to me, this 10-month-old puppy. But anyway, sorry about that. He was way in another room, but oh well. What are you going to do? It's raining out. You can't take him out. So.
It's not annoying. And what you're experiencing with your rain is coming this way tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, good. Enjoy no rain today then. Yeah. So, okay. Well, it's a little past the hour, so I'm gonna say goodbye and sign off. And thank you all for coming. I see some people are interested in the Death Cafe, and I will get to you. And if more people don't write it up, then send me an email, and the socializing will take care of it. Okay. Blessings to you all. Love to you all. Be well. Be happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.